You see these videos all over YouTube. You have guys like Connor Murphy and others asking girls what type of body they prefer most. These videos get lots of views and they're very entertaining, but do they truly answer this question that so many guys find important? After all, if most girls like chubby guys, then many dudes might decide to quit lifting weights for good. Before we proceed, something that all guys need to understand is that by nature, most girls will tell you they like one guy and end up in bed with something entirely different. It's not that all girls are liars, it's just that their brains work differently and they think more with their emotions and their current mood that they're in than logic. Think about this. If you walk up to 100 girls on the street and ask them what they want in a man, most of them will tell you they want a nice, caring, and compassionate guy. But once the cameras are turned off and these girls have a choice between the nice guy and the bad boy, they're going to choose the bad boy every time. This is how a girl's psychology works. Oftentimes, they say they like one thing, but when it really comes down to it, they end up with something else entirely. Something else that changes the game is when they were asked. During any given month, a girl might be on her cycle, and when she is most fertile during this time, she prefers guys with masculine traits. In other words, many of the girls might have preferred certain guys because they were asked the question when they were most fertile. With that said, there are a few major body types that are possible and that have been used in the tests. It's true that there are some girls who like guys who are extremely overweight, but it's common sense that most girls don't like this body type. So let's eliminate it right from the start. In most of the studies, almost all of the girls said they were not attracted to a guy who was super ripped, which is around 3 to 4% body fat. Ironically, if you were to ask the same question to guys, most would say the shredded guy looks the best. The other body type that most girls said they didn't like was something that we'll refer to as Hulk mode. This is more of a Ronnie Coleman or an Arnold type of body, and it's basically so big that the muscles become incredibly bulky. Girls say that they don't like this body type because it's too big. In most of the experiments, girls also did not prefer a guy who is skinny, and in terms of attractiveness, a skinny body type was ranked almost as poorly as a guy who is too ripped. There are even some experiments that say most girls prefer the dad bod, which is basically a higher body fat with very minimal muscle tone, and most likely a big belly. With the results from these tests all over the place, you're probably asking yourself what gives. What body type do girls say they want, and what type do they actually end up with? The number one body type that was chosen by girls in most of the experiments was the fit, athletic type. This body is only slightly muscular with lower body fat, but not too low. Most girls say that they want a guy who looks healthy and fit. This might come as a disappointing shock for all of the guys who are striving for the extremes, such as being ripped or going Hulk mode. But oftentimes, the reality of what girls say and what they do is very different. During these experiments, so many other factors aren't considered. Attraction is different for everyone. So one girl could have picked a guy because she liked his butt, and another girl might have picked a guy because of his jawline or tattoos. The biggest factor that wasn't accounted for is confidence. Imagine you have two guys. One holds the fit, athletic body type, which is supposedly the perfect body, and the other holds a ripped, muscular body, not Hulk mode, but just the right amount of muscle to inspire most guys, and a low enough body fat percentage for above average muscle definition. We'll name them Bob and Bill. If you put both of these guys next to each other and asked a girl to choose without knowing anything about them, the fit athletic guy would probably win. So does that mean that all guys just automatically aim for this body type? Absolutely not, and here's why. Imagine Bob is fit and athletic, but since he grew up as a skinny, weak child, he hasn't reached a level that makes him truly confident. In other words, he still lacks confidence because of his childhood. Bill, on the other hand, has reached his pinnacle. He also grew up as a weak, skinny guy, so he had the same insecurity as Bob. But since Bill kept lifting until his insecurity was completely eliminated, Bill has at least 5 times more confidence than Bob. Now, send these two guys out on a mission to interact with girls, and Bill will win every time. The confidence that Bill gained from pushing himself and reaching his pinnacle trumps Bob's perfect body type any day of the week, and I'll tell you why. Something that most guys don't realize is that guys care more about physical appearance than girls. What's more important to girls is a man's emotional strength, his confidence, and other important character traits. The famous bodybuilder Ziz was incredibly shredded, which, according to the experiments, most girls would find unattractive. So why is it that he was able to hook up with so many beautiful girls? Like Bob and Bill, Ziz also started out really skinny and weak, and by lifting weights, he destroyed this insecurity and gained immense confidence. Since girls care more about your character, confidence will trump the perfect male body type any day of the week. So what does this mean for all of the guys out there? It means that any body type is the perfect male body type if it increases your confidence and makes you feel more like a man. If we can learn anything from these studies, it's that if you want to be as attractive as possible to the biggest pool of girls available, you should avoid the skinny, fat, and Hulk mode body types. As is the case with anything in life, what it really comes down to is compromise. For maximum attraction, you have to compromise and sculpt a body type that is big enough to adequately defend yourself, but also small enough to stay within a range that most girls would consider healthy. However, when it comes to improving yourself, you should never do it for the girls. The girls will naturally come as a byproduct of working on yourself, improving your confidence, and getting better every single day. With that out of the way, it is important for guys to know what body parts girls find most attractive. If you were to ask most guys, they would say that girls find abs most attractive, but according to thousands of different girls, this is not the case. The feature that girls find most attractive is a man's eyes, with over 80% voting for them. So many of the guys that girls would rate as being incredibly attractive have dreamy eyes, which are easy to look at and just have something special about them. Symmetry also plays a huge role in how good someone's eyes look. Ironically, guys find a girl's eyes equally attractive. Now, it's no surprise that the three main features that guys prefer in a girl are the breasts, legs, and butt. But the main body parts that girls prefer in guys might just shock you. In one study, over 60% of girls say that a good butt is an important feature for a guy. But you're probably asking yourself, what exactly is a good butt? You might find this kind of creepy, but most girls prefer a man's butt to be tight and compact. In other words, the more that it looks like a little baby butt, the more attractive girls will find it. The other two parts that girls find most attractive are the arms and chest. Ranked in order of popularity, girls prefer a man's arms, chest, stomach, and butt. At the end of the day, the perfect male body type is whatever makes you most confident, because it's not the body that makes the man, it's the mind.
And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.